For 6 years, I worked side by side with my business partner day and night. I invested my savings, sacrificed my sleep, and gave this company my whole life. Then one day, I found out he'd secretly drawn up documents behind my back to cut down my ownership share, simply because he thought I didn't deserve an equal partnership anymore. I didn't argue. I just went back and reread our original contract. 3 months later, the entire company was mine. My name is Zarish, and this is the story of how trust broke. But proof set everything straight. Talha and I started our clothing brand together 6 years ago. 2 friends, a small shop, and big dreams. I put in all my savings, turned a room in my house into a warehouse, and worked without pay for the first 2 years. Talha handled marketing. I handled design and production. Business grew, the brand took off, and within 3 years we had 2 branches running. In the beginning, everything was 50-50. Written, notarized, both our signatures on it. But as the company grew, Talha's attitude started to shift slightly. He began making more decisions on his own, asking for my input less. I brushed it off as the pressure of running a business. Last year, we brought on a major investor to expand the company. New paperwork was drawn up at that time, and that's exactly where everything started. One night, our accountant accidentally forwarded me an email meant for Talha. It contained a draft of a new ownership structure, one that reduced my share from 50% to 20%, framed as restructuring, without telling me at all. I quietly pulled out the original partnership agreement we'd signed when we first started the company. It clearly stated any change in ownership required written consent from both partners, or it would be legally invalid. I told no one. I quietly started meeting with a lawyer, slowly, carefully. My lawyer informed me that the new documents Talha had drawn up had my signature forged on them, digitally copy-pasted from an old signed copy. This wasn't just a business disagreement anymore. This was fraud. We began gathering evidence, the original signed agreement, a comparison with the forged documents, email records discussing the new paperwork, and bank transactions showing Talha transferring investor funds into his personal account. I made sure Talha never sensed anything was wrong. The company ran like any other day. I kept smiling, sitting through meetings as usual, while behind the scenes, my lawyer was preparing a legal notice. 3 months later, once all the evidence was ready, I called a meeting. The investor, the company's lawyer, and Talha all present. I placed 2 documents on the table, the original agreement and Talha's forged version. I also shared a forensic handwriting expert's report, confirming my signature had been digitally copied. Talha's face went pale. He first tried calling it a misunderstanding, then got angry, then started apologizing, all within the same meeting. The investor, who'd already been confused about the real ownership structure, immediately demanded their investment back until everything was clarified. According to our original partnership agreement, in the case of fraud or forgery, the other partner had the legal right to buy out the entire company. At a significantly reduced price, under a buyout clause we'd cautiously included at the very beginning without thinking much of it. I used that clause. Talha had 2 options: face a fraud case in court or accept the buyout and walk away quietly. He chose the buyout. Within 3 months, the company was entirely mine. The investor stood by me, too, once they understood exactly where the real fraud had come from. Talha later tried reaching out, saying he'd only asked for what he deserved. I told him, there's a big difference between asking for what you deserve and forging a signature to commit fraud. Today, the company is stronger than ever. I brought on new partners, but this time, every document gets checked 3 times, and every decision is put in writing. People ask me, how did you stay so patient knowing he'd betrayed you? I tell them, because anger only causes arguments. Proof gets you the company. Sometimes the biggest revenge comes through patience and the law, not through shouting. If you've ever been betrayed by a business partner or you're wondering what you would have done in my place, tell me in the comments. Subscribe for more real, emotional stories. Suggested description. Copy my business partner stole my share. One contract clause took his entire company. After 6 years of hard work, my business partner tried cutting down my ownership share behind my back by forging my signature. I stayed quiet, gathered proof, and 3 months later, the entire company was mine. Subscribe for more emotional revenge stories every week.